Hi, I'm Angie, and in this video I'm going to try to explain to you how I go about helping you with issues with the prostate and issues of dysfunction. And basically trying to put in a simple way of explaining to you why why it's best for you to go about it in this way, because going about things in a natural way a lot of times seems difficult to us because it is a change. It is breaking the change of what we've been doing for many years to start to detox and then rejuvenate the body, bring the body back to life. And to be able to bring the body back to life, you have to stop doing the things that was killing it to begin with. So you have to change a lot of things that you've been doing for your whole life. And a lot of people don't want to do that. Or they don't think, they don't understand it. We're programmed to do what we're taught. And a lot of people don't understand the way of natural healing. So in this video I'm going to try to help you understand why you're having the issues that you're having and how I go about helping you with them. So let's start at this. Let's start at looking at the body and what it is. The whole body is made of, basically, it is cells and two fluids. So it is cells, and it is a lymph, and it is blood. Blood is the kitchen. It is what is feeding you. It is what is nurturing you. Lymph is the garbage, the toilet, the sewer. It is after the cell has been fed, it expels its waste into the lymph system. Okay? And everything is this. Your lips are cells and two fluids. Your liver is cells and two fluids. Your hair is cells and two fluids. Your prostate is cells and two fluids. Get it? So your whole body is made up of that. So you have this one cell. We're just going to talk about one of the cells of the makeup of whatever system in the body. So the cells are sitting there alone, spaced alone, with the fluids running around them. They can't go anywhere. They're there. And when the lymph system, first of all, it has to be able to eliminate. And a lot of us are not eliminating through waste, through the kidneys, through the skin, and if you're not eliminating, then the lymph system is getting backed up, right? If it's getting backed up, if it's not moving, then it cannot be fed. It cannot be, nutrients cannot get to it to begin with. Then it's sitting there starving in a big waste of sewage, right? Then what is in this sewage? So most of us are in an acid formation. We're eating processed foods, meat, dairy. We're having negative thoughts. Even negative thoughts add acidicity to your body. All the heavy metals we're breathing in, or that's on our food, or that's in our meats, or it's a million in processed foods. You cannot get away from heavy metals. That's why it's so important to be able to have elimination and have your body flowing. Get it? So when it's setting and you're putting in all these acid formations into the body, and then the lymph system is not flowing, it's like it's burning the cell, right? So the cell is sitting there, it's not able to eat and get nutrients, and it is on fire. And what is happening is it is mutating it, right? You're mutating your cells, right? If I have a piece of paper here and it's getting burnt up, it's going to change form. It's not going to be in the state that it's supposed to be in. Get it? Okay, so moving from there. So let's look at let's just look at the kidneys for one thing. Let's just look at one thing, the kidneys. What sits on top of the kidney? The adrenaline gland, right? The adrenaline gland is the brain of the kidney. It is the energy of the kidney. Not only does it do that, it does a million things, okay? But let's just talk about that. So if the adrenaline gland is not functioning correctly, the kidney is not going to function correctly, and you're not going to filter and eliminate. Go pee in a cup and see if there's stuff in it. There should be. It shouldn't be just pure clear. It should be filtering your kidneys. If it's not, you're not eliminating. You're getting backed up. You're burning your cells. You're mutating your cells. You're causing your body not to be able to function correctly. Adrenaline glands. I don't know. I have not worked with anyone that did not have low adrenaline glands. Fight or flight. When you have anxiety, it is from the adrenaline glands not functioning correctly. When we think that it's from stress that our adrenaline glands are not functioning, we forget all the different forms of stress to the body. It is not just emotional, which that is, who does not have stress in their life? You know what I mean? Because the only way to function with less stress in this world is to be able to look at it in a different way. And a lot of us haven't learned that. And even when we're able to look at things and experience things in a different way of let it go, see everybody's on their own journey, things like that, there's a lot of emotions to deal with here on earth, right? There's a lot of stress emotionally. There's a lot of things we've held in, we haven't let go of. There's a lot of pressure. There's belief formations that, man up. There's just so many things that happen to us emotionally. That's just one little piece. Because when you put things into the body, just like I said, we even breathe in toxicity. So that's a stress to the body. The food we eat is a stress to the body. There's so much stress to the body. It's why it's so important to be able to move and flow and have the system moving so you can constantly move it out. Because no matter what, you're constantly going to receive toxicity and stress to the body. Do you get it? From there, that's just one thing. Let's look at the digestive system. If you're in a state of stress, your blood flows to the extremities. It goes in fight or flight. It goes in all your energy, all your flow is going to your hands and your feet. It's leaving your stomach. So if you're in a state of stress, you're definitely not digesting your food. You're not receiving minerals. You're not receiving the nutrients to feed your cells. And you're not processing correctly to eliminate. I'm just going to leave it there for the understanding of elimination and the toxicity to your body, okay? So we're starting to understand how important it is to move the lymph system, correct? Because if you don't, there is no choice but for you to not function correctly. For you, inflammation, prostatitis, anything with itis on the end is inflammation. Inflammation is caused by acidicity. Okay? So, are you starting to get it? So let's look at the prostate. The prostate gets, and this is not something that you should feel ashamed of or not feel comfortable talking about, because this is happening in the early 20s these days, because we are in this state of being. We are, I'm just going to say, a toxic state. You know, we're in a toxic state. The toxicities are stuck in us in every formation, whether it be emotional, physical, you know what I mean? We are the world of a toxicity. So it's even happening in the 20s. You know, what happens with the prostate is that what it is how to explain it all. Prostate issues. Prostate issues can be feeling like you have to urinate all the time, but you can't. Can even go into issues where it's painful when you have an orgasm, lack of sexual drive, pelvic pain, hurts when you sit down because you're pushing on that prostate. Your prostate's swollen. And then, you know, low testosterone, high estrogen. Everything has its counter. Testosterone, estrogen. Testosterone low, estrogen high. Estrogen high, testosterone low. And I'm going to get into that. So what happens is, and a lot of scar tissue can form around the prostate. And scar tissue comes from over-ejaculation. Back in the Tao, in the 5,000-year-old teachings, they teach that up to 20 years old should only ejaculate every 4 days. At 40 years old, every 8 days. At 60 years old, once a month. More than that is too much, because you should ejaculate inside and save your energy. That's a whole nother story. But we use sexuality for an escape in this world today, don't we? Or we use it as a pleasure. We use it as, it's just that moment that we don't think. You know what I'm saying? So it can become addictive. It brings up your hormone levels of enjoyment and bliss that we don't feel without it, you know, because our hormone levels are so off because we're out of balance. So porn, there's so many different reasons we use love, so many different reasons we use sexuality that is not for what it's supposed to be, which causes over-ejaculation, okay? If you was to have an STD, that's going to cause scar tissue there. If you were ever kicked, you know, some sort of trauma, there's going to cause scar tissue there. Any infection, a virus, is going to cause scar tissue there. Get it? So if there's scar tissue there, then your body's not able to eat. Not even talking about the lymph system that's probably not flowing, but things aren't able to get to it even if your body is flowing. So you have to get rid of the scar tissue, heal the body so you can get to it. A lot of times fungus will settle there. Doctors are treating this as a they don't know. It's either going to be a bacteria, a fungus, or a viral. So they'll hit it with antibiotics first. And a lot of them are doing like over and over and over treatments of antibiotics to try to get rid of this. But they're not getting rid of it because it's a fungus and it's trapped in scar tissue. But anyway, and then you add those antibiotics in over and over and over, and you're just bringing your body out of balance even more and killing the good bacteria that balances your stomach out to bring nutrients to your cells and eliminate through waste, right? Got it? See how it's all going together and how it's a vicious cycle of stupidity? So, also, heavy metals settle. That your prostate is your base core. Heavy metals settle into that spot. So we hold the heavy metals there. Sulfur, heavy metals, sulfur from the antibiotics, heavy metals are held there. And it causes inflammation, irritation, and then it causes it to swell. Okay? When it causes it to swell, it pushes on your urethra, then you cannot pee. It's also the base core of the man. And it is connected to the pituitary. The pituitary is the master of all your neurotransmitters, all of your electrical system, telling your body how to function and what to do. So, where I am with this so far is, do you get that? That you have to move the lymph system to be able to heal the body. If it cannot eliminate and take out the acid that is hurting the cells, that's making the malfunction, and if you cannot get it to feed it, it cannot heal. Get that? Have to get it out. Have to detox the acidicity, the toxic, the sulfur, the heavy metals, clean out the scar tissue. You have to get that out to be able to start regenerating the cells, to regenerate the tissue, to regenerate what the cells make, which is the prostate. Get it? So, just in that. Now let's go a little deeper into hormones. Because when I talk about hormones go to the prostate, but they also go with dysfunction of things. And like I said, everything's a counter. High estrogen, which isn't even the base of a man, brings down testosterone. And high estrogen comes in the forms, dairy, estrogen, meat, estrogen, processed food, estrogen, bottled water, estrogen, we're even breathing in estrogen. So you can see that it's this over amount of estrogen going into your body you're not eliminating. So it's going to build up in there, and when it builds up in there, your body's going to counter that, trying to things go together for survival, and it's going to bring down the testosterone. So you have to stop putting estrogen into your body to be able to bring your testosterone back up. And that's where we have changes in the diet, and a lot of people don't want to do that. But I wanted to explain all this to you to show you the importance of the change to the diet to make this happen. So, and I know that, a lot of us are, 99.9 of us are born and bred on the American Standard diet of dairy and meat and, grains and so on. You know what I mean? It's the way we've always been taught. It's the way we've always consumed. So I understand that you cannot just instantly move all that out of the body easily, and it's not expected. I mean, unless you want to go there. But a lot of people do it in steps. But the first thing you want to eliminate is the dairy. You want to do it but a lot of people do it in steps. So it's an art. It's an art to rejuvenation with detox. Knowing when to push, when to step back, what to head in, what not, when to. It's a beautiful, fine art to be able to do this properly. And once you do that and accomplish that, and you start to see the results, and just think of that beautiful picture that you're creating. Everything's working. Wow. It hasn't been like this in 20 years. Everything's working. There is no more pain. Your hair's growing back. A lot of times it can even go back to its original color. You have energy again. You're happy. You're not sad. You're not angry. You can think clearly. You can remember what you was just doing. You know what I mean? Your body starts to rejuvenate itself. Your cells are coming alive again. And when your cells are functioning and coming back to life, so are you. Get it? So once you start this process and start doing these things and you start seeing results, it's, worth it. I mean, it's a wonderful way to live, isn't it? Doesn't that sound like a wonderful way to be and live? And it really does happen. If you don't believe me, try it and see. You know? Don't believe me. Research for yourself. Try it out. I have been a science experiment. I have been a science experiment. Let me tell you. I try everything on myself. It's like, ooh, I don't know. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of explaining to you how I go about this. So it's changes in the diet so we can bring out the things that are causing us to have the issues, move the lymph system, wake up the elimination, and heal things to bring in nutrients to the body so everything can function again. In this, I use the diet. I use herbs. I'm not much for supplements because supplements are not real. Just like I'm going to use serotonin. Did you know that 90% of serotonin is in your stomach? It is made in your stomach. This and 90% of serotonin is made in your stomach. If your stomach's not functioning, then you're not going to make the serotonin. So people, the highest antidepressant to put serotonin back in your body is Paxil. When you take this synthetic form of serotonin into your body, the first thing your body's going to do is stop even trying to produce your natural form of serotonin. It dies. It just, you don't need it, so it's done. Then this synthetic form of serotonin is foreign to your body, and really what it is another toxicity to the body. So it's going to cause more unbalance in your body, trying to balance things out to, try to keep you alive and functioning well. So eventually this serotonin, they'll up your dose, and eventually it will not work anymore. It will not work. The synthetic form of the chemical that you just put in your body to try to get your levels up is not working, and you just let your natural form die. And then not only that, you're going to have withdrawals and detox the serotonin out of your body. And then your body's going to be at an even lesser state than it was before you even put the serotonin in to work with bringing up your serotonin naturally. You understand? So I don't like to use anything that's going to cause that reaction of chaos in the body. Now, herbs are like vegetables. They're full of minerals and nutrients and vitamins that you need for whatever you're taking them for. What I mean by that, if you have an herb that is going to promote kidney filtration, well, there's certain minerals and nutrients that are for that. You know what I mean? And it's packed with them. It's packed with super nutrients that your body needs. Herbs are super nutrient vitamins that your body needs for the cause that you're dealing with. That's how the herbs are coming in to help you. Versus coming in a synthetic form to add more toxicity to your body, wig your body out, put it in freak out zone, and your body go into more stress trying to figure out what to do about this other thing you've just put into your body. We know there's 500 million side effects with each chemical you put into your body. It's because your body's trying to help you handle what you're putting into it that's stressing it more. When you're already stressed to begin with, or you wouldn't be taking it. And this goes for everything. Hormone replacements, everything that is synthetic you put in your body. Get it? So I work with diet, I work with herbs, I work with natural methods of science and healing. Like I offer hair analysis, which tells the state of your minerals and toxicity in the body. So like I spoke of heavy metals settling in the prostate and a lot of times in the brain. It will show what metals you're dealing with and the toxicity level of them. It will show the balances of the body and the nutrients and the vitamins in the body and the balances in which state they're at. I do iridology, which looks at the pupil of the eye, and this has been around for a long time. It looks that every single organ, bone, part of your body is shown in the pupil of your eye. So you can take a picture that goes deeply within the pupil and read every issue that you're having. I provide prostate massage, which prostate massage is it will eliminate the swelling for a period of time that will make you be able to urinate and function. It is like working out a muscle, like we work out to build a muscle or to maintain the strength of a muscle. Well, that's what the prostate massage does. It helps you to maintain the strength of the prostate and build the strength of the prostate back up. It also releases a lot of energy. Sexual energy is our most powerful energy, they say. If you look at the symbolism for the medical, it is the symbol of the Kundalini. It is the staff with the serpents wrapped around that. That stands for sexual energy. So there is healing in the power of sexuality. And the prostate, like I said, is the core key point to the man. So it also works with that energy, building that energy, bringing that energy up, sending that energy throughout the body, and releasing hormones throughout the body that are used to heal many things. I'm not going to get all into that. So I offer that. I also offer enemas sometimes. I don't suggest too many enemas because I don't want to take away from your natural flow once again. But sometimes when we are detoxing, we are removing toxicities out of the body, if you're not eliminating properly and you're going too quickly, they can build up. So if you do an enema, it brings them out. And sometimes it's needed. On the website, I've wrote out the price list. You can go about this in sections, you know what I mean? Like you could just do a consultation, or you could just come for the prostate massage to kind of get a feel of, you know, what's going on with you and if it's swollen, or, you know, you can do things on your own or different parts of the process, or I have the total price for everything combined that will have you going for a month. Depending on your state of being and where you are with this, I will probably see you in a month to 2 months, you know, and you would go to the next step of healing your body if you so wish to. Because when you're having the issue with the prostate or dysfunction, it's not normally not the only thing that you're having, because it is your body's in a base state of cell degeneration, you know. So if you continue on with healing the body, then I would see you probably in about a month. And then, you know, some things might not be needed that was needed in the beginning total first visit, or whatever, you know what I mean. You may want to come in for a prostate massage before whatever, however you want to do it. The prices are listed below, and I'll work with you whatever's best for you, you know, because I understand not everybody can afford everything. I hope that gives you an understanding of how I go about working with this issue. And many people, if they really put forth the effort of changing and going into this protocol, will see changes within 7 to 14 days. It's amazing, really, what the body can do. So, if you would like to come to me for this working with this issue, feel free to contact me, or if you have more questions, I'll see you soon.